Two of the nuns check on him, appearing fascinated by his presence, as if they haven't seen a man in years. One nun comments on whether he has suffered any injuries but seems to hint at other interests. They begin to touch him, lifting his shirt and kissing his stomach. The experience leaves one nun entranced, prompting her to encourage the other to do the same. The second nun follows suit, also kissing him. Unbeknownst to them, Lorenzo is conscious but pretends to remain unconscious. When one of the nuns finally kisses him on the lips, Lorenzo suddenly opens his eyes, startling both women. At that moment, the Mother Superior arrives, and the nuns quickly cover their faces, explaining that they believe the man is both mute and deaf. The Mother Superior is pleased, thinking a mute and deaf man would be an ideal secret lover, as he could never reveal anything. She asks Lorenzo if he is indeed mute and deaf, and Lorenzo nods, pretending to confirm it. The Mother Superior then instructs the two nuns to bathe him. During the bath, the nuns engage in playful behavior with Lorenzo. Meanwhile, Pampa, troubled by Jonathan's pursuit, visits the church with her friends. The women are all virgins, and Pampa confides in them about Jonathan's intentions to marry her. Even though her marriage is already arranged with Prince Mark, she expresses her desire to marry Mark instead. One friend suggests she should see Prince Mark first, while another warns that taking someone else's fiancé before marriage is wrong. At that moment, Jonathan arrives and reminds them of the ongoing lockdown. To keep Pampa safe, they decide to send her to a convent until Prince Mark arrives. Pampa and her friends travel in separate carriages, with one disguised as a priest escorting them. When Pampa reaches the convent, she is stripped of her dress and given the attire of a nun. She assumes that her virtue will remain safe in the convent, unaware that secret passageways are being dug beneath the grounds. Soon, Pampa notices Lorenzo and asks the nuns about him. They explain that he is the gardener and that he works diligently. Intrigued, Pampa begins to feel an attraction toward him. Later, while Lorenzo is working in the garden, a nun who seems different from the others calls him aside. The two share a romantic moment behind a tree, which Pampa witnesses. Seeing this fills her with jealousy. Meanwhile, Prince Mark arrives at the palace and meets Jonathan. During their conversation, Prince Mark mistakenly assumes Jonathan is Pampa's father and mentions bringing a gift for him and his wife. Jonathan clarifies that he is not her father, and Mark jokingly suggests he might be her grandfather. Jonathan corrects him, declaring that he is Pampa's future husband. Amused, Prince Mark leaves. On his way, he encounters a man who informs him that Pampa is staying at a convent and waiting to marry him. Hearing this, Mark heads toward the convent. At the convent, two nuns visit Lorenzo's room and engage in flirtatious conversation. They begin undressing. Meanwhile, other nuns prepare to bathe Lorenzo. One nun tells Pampa that she plans to show Lorenzo the secret passageway that day, but Pampa protests, calling it sinful. The nuns accuse Pampa of being jealous, but they insist they will still spend time with Lorenzo. Their plans, however, are interrupted. They prepare Lorenzo's bath and invite Pampa to join them, but she refuses. Later, after Lorenzo is ready, the Mother Superior takes him to meet her superior. During this meeting, the Mother Superior expresses affection toward Lorenzo. Pampa, watching from a distance, feels intense jealousy as her feelings for Lorenzo deepen.